On Tuesday, the election could very well come down to young voters, many casting their ballots for the very first time. That youth vote is often linked to Barack Obama, but is it really accurate to say that? And will these voters actually turn out on Election Day? Alexander Heffner is editor-in-chief of Scoop08.com. It's an online journal, newspaper dedicated to youth and politics. You actually started this when you were still in high school. Good to have you with us.
Thank you, Erica.
Give us an idea, because we do always hear Barack Obama, and it's sort of assumed by a lot of people that young people will automatically vote for him, and he does have a lead. A recent CBS News poll of 25,000 students in 4 battleground states, he had a 25-point lead over McCain. But there got to be young voters out there, too, who are breaking for McCain.
Absolutely, there are. I think that Barack Obama's success is attributable to his Netroots operation online, and it's also attributable to his policy positions. Young people are not merely interested in entertainers and what they think and how aligned they are necessarily to Barack Obama. So it's a phenomenon that's very kind of perplexing to a generation of pals that don't associate with us in 2008, but it relates, I think, to the web and how he's built a formidable Netroots apparatus online, and then how he's really aligning himself with young people and positing ideas for their future.
You mentioned the issues, some of the issues. What are the biggest issues for young people these days?
Well, if you'd asked me 2 months ago, Erica, I would have said that depolarizing Washington, D.C. was the #1 issue, and offering bipartisan compromises, being a pragmatic, efficient politician who can really bridge party divides. But I would suggest today that economic concerns are really at the forefront.
So it really is across the board, no matter your age, that's your biggest concern.
I think so.
When it comes to these youth voters, you mentioned that the web is really helping to energize them. But as we just talked about, all young voters are not Democrats. They are not all left-leaning. So what is energizing the other side of the ticket?
Well, what's energized the other side of the ticket in large measure has been Sarah Palin. She's re-engaged a lot of Americans across the board, not only young people, in the sense that she also represents a new wave of politicians, this hockey mom turned pol, queen of the Alaskan political landscape, you might say, evolved into a national formidable candidate. And whether you view her candidacy as a joke or a legitimate candidacy, I think you have to understand that she represents a candidate who's attracted a lot of young people and galvanized a base of Christian conservatives, particularly in the South.
And one that is key to that ticket and, of course, to winning the White House. We hear about the support. You're telling us how everybody has rallied, some of the youth vote. But the big question is always, are these people actually going to show up on Tuesday and cast a vote?
Well, they've already showed up. And if you watch some of the lines that have been televised of young people across the country who are voting early, either absentee or actually going into their polling stations and voting before Election Day this Tuesday, the majority are young people, and some of them have been frankly disenfranchised, and that's a concern, particularly in the South, when a lot of black youth have been engaged and are interested in expressing their constitutional duty this first time. So that's a signal of, I think, increased turnout, unprecedented in our history come Tuesday.
Great to have you with us, Alexander.
Thank you, Erica.
I look forward to reading more as you cover the end of the campaigns here.
You can find it all at Scoop08.com, and my blog is alexanderheffner.com.
All right. Well, good luck to you. Thanks again.
Thanks, Erica.